temperatures are starting to come up. Spring is in the air, kind of. And I've got a few things I got to get done on this lawn and throughout my garden beds, so on and so forth, just to kind of prep things for spring and the warm up we're hopefully about to get. In Utah, we had first winter. Usually we have like first winter, first spring, second winter, second spring. Weather here is super unpredictable, and winter so far this year has been very mild. We're mid-February. Last year about this time, I think we had like 3-ish feet of snow on the ground. Now we are here. So a year later, it's pretty warm. Currently 41 degrees. I mean, not warm, but warmer than what we've had. 41 degrees. The sun is shining on my face. Feels amazing. It's great to be outside, get some vitamin D. But we got to get some work done on this lawn, get this thing prepped up for spring. So last year around this time, the lawn, I had a ton of snow mold damage. Now we've got some areas here that are a little matted down. Not necessarily snow mold, maybe a few little spots here and there with some snow mold, but nothing crazy like it was last year. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all raked up, get some airflow down into there, and probably just pull up any of that dead material that may be in the soil and in the grass. This area of my property is the most shaded in the winter. This area hardly ever gets any sunlight, maybe a few hours throughout the day, and it just gets destroyed by the snow compaction. So it's kind of crazy what a little raking will do to the appearance of your lawn in the spring. Just doing that made everything look a lot better, fluffed up that grass, improves the airflow, get that airflow down to the soil. That'll help promote an earlier green up and help promote some growth. All right, y'all, so the main reason of this video is I'm actually going to be doing something new, a soil test. Well, this isn't necessarily new to me, doing a soil test, but I'm going to be trying out this Mysoil soil test. Now, I do not have any affiliation with Mysoil. Purchased this with my own hard-earned money, and we're going to test this out, see what the hype is about. Seems convenient, though. Basically, what you do is you register an account online. You take some soil samples. You mail those soil samples in a prepaid envelope that they supply, and within a few days they send you those results via the website or email. So pretty stoked to try this out. Obviously you want to make sure your soil is not frozen. You're able to stick a probe in there. You don't even necessarily need to use a probe. You can just dig a hole and use the soil from the hole. But I bought this little cheap soil probe probably like 4 years ago on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll also leave the link in the description to the Mysoil Test Kit. Honestly, the Mysoil Test Kit is pretty inexpensive in comparison to other test kits I have seen. Now, Mysoil does also have a Pro Kit where they have 2 samples, and they do include a little probe as well. So that is an option if you don't have a probe or you need to do multiple areas of your lawn. For this test, I'm just going to use 1 sample from my whole lawn. I'm going to probe about 5 areas on the back lawn and about 5 areas on the front lawn. Mix it together, send them in. So I do recommend you get about 6 inches deep on your probes. Oh, now my soil is like straight up clay, so I'm hoping to get the best samples I can here. It's pretty muddy. And I got my handy dandy screwdriver so I can get some of that out. Because again, my soil is clay. I can't push this out with my hands because it just don't work like that for me. Or I'm dealing with basically a potting mixture here. Ooh, rocky spot. That ain't going anywhere. And these soil samples on my yard is not easy. Well, I'd say that's not terrible for root development. There. It's pretty nice. Considering my soil that I've got here, it's taken a lot of amendments and all that kind of stuff to get those roots to dig down deep like that, plus proper watering, obviously. All right, y'all, we got all of our probes, about 4 to 5 spots, front and back. There's all our soil. I'm gonna mix that together now. It's a little too moist to break up really well, so I'm gonna let that dry for a bit in the sunlight, come back, break that up. All right, so the soil sample has been sitting out in the sun for a couple of hours while I did some other yard work. Basically, you just want to get a scoop of the mixed up soil, open up the included sample cup. Now there is some liquid in there. Be sure not to dump that out. Fill up the cup and secure the lid tightly. And then using the prepaid package, go ahead and slide that in and go ahead drop that off at a mailbox drop box. And hopefully within a few days we get our sample. All right, guys, well, second winter has arrived. It's been snowing for about 3 days straight here. It will snow, stop snowing, then snow will melt off and keep coming and going. So we are in second winter currently here in Utah, which kind of sucks because we had like 2 or 3 days of like upper 50s, low 60-degree weather, which was amazing. Anyway, I got my Mysoil test results back. I got those back within 5 days. I even shipped them out on a holiday weekend. Got them back in 5 days, which was awesome. And here are my final results. So you can see right off the back, my nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and sulfur levels are super low. I'm not as worried about the NPK. Those will come up as I apply more throughout the year. Last year, I did pretty much slack on my applications, so I was kind of expecting those 3 to be pretty low. I guess the sulfur can kind of go into that range as well, but I was super shocked to see that my calcium levels were so high, and basically my pH levels are pretty high. They're technically considered in the optimal range, but they are on the higher end of that optimal range. So basically the harms of having the high calcium and the high pH in the soil, which I believe my pH is a little high because my calcium is so high, is basically that can kind of bind up all the nutrients within the soil, reducing the amount of uptake of those nutrients by the plant. I've already purchased a bunch of fertilizer. I've got my typical fertilizer that I use. I also purchased some more liquids this year and plan on using more liquids. I got my cool Petra Tools backpack sprayer, so I'm pretty hyped to be getting into the liquid game here. So what I'm going to be doing to bring those calcium levels down and also in turn bringing the pH down, I did purchase a bag of some granular sulfur, and I also purchased some fertilizers that have sulfur in them and less calcium. So that is my plan for this spring. I'm hoping that I can bring those calcium levels down, kind of neutralize the pH a little bit better, and bring up my macronutrients, obviously, which I'm not too concerned about again, but those will come up. And hopefully have this lawn looking nice and fresh. I leveled my front yard last spring, so I'm also going to be planning on doing the backyard as well. I really enjoyed mowing the front yard a lot more with it being nice and smooth. It also helped with my drainage issues and overall appearance of the lawn. So I'm going to do that to the backyard this year as well. Backyard is super bumpy. We'll be probably making a video on that as well. So if you want to see my adventures, follow along, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any other tips on helping bring some of that calcium level down and maybe neutralizing the pH a little more, let me know. Drop them down in the comment section below. I am always open to feedback. I'm just a DIYer, not a professional, but always striving to improve my lawn and make things look even better. So, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.